right, guys, welcome back to Smoking Tires. Today, we are going to talk about OEMs and how the increased cost of parts is raising MSRP. So today, I've got Trey and Tiffany back with me. We are going to dive into this a little bit. So, guys, what are you seeing out there? Supply chain issues, raising prices. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I think we're seeing. You're probably gonna have to cut this out because it's always hard for me to get rolling into a thought. Um,
No pressure.
I think we're seeing manufacturers raising prices. One probably, and the most important factor here is the cost of the chips, the cost of materials. Laborers are leaving the industry in record droves, and acquiring laborers is more expensive now. Just the plants, the cost of maintaining Ford's plants is going up just because people are asking for more money or people are leaving the industry, and it's hard getting just people to work right now. The pandemic has really kind of changed the landscape of this stuff, and it's costing more. Inflation has a big effect on the price of everything that we're seeing. Your dollar's worth less every day. It's worth less and less. Although the interest rates are climbing up now, they're trying to curb inflation, but it's getting out of hand. I think we're going to see manufacturers doing weird stuff like mandating subscriptions. We're going to see stuff like Mercedes has a subscription on their EVs soon where you'll pay monthly or annually for added horsepower, right? It's an odd thing to see, but they're coming up with creative ways to make more profit, right? So you're going to see GM has a mandatory 3-year subscription on some of their vehicles. That mandatory subscription includes Super Cruise, which I've actually got an order for a new Denali Yukon that's got Super Cruise. Honestly, I didn't do the research before. It just sounded really awesome. I didn't realize it has a subscription tied just to using the cruise control, that Super Cruise cruise control. It's like $25 a month, right, to be able to use cruise control.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd. I don't really know why it would need a monthly subscription to use cruise control unless it's literally talking to a server constantly.
Well, I know why. I mean, I feel like as someone who literally builds subscriptions for a living and markets them and tries to build audiences, I can tell you exactly why, because they know that we're in a subscription-based model society. And there's a lot of people that on a regular basis have anywhere from 20 to 50 subscriptions per individual in each household, depending on how they use their technology. So it could be that there has to be a subscription in place in order to use a specific thing like OnStar. I think those things should still be optional if the person wants to use it. But I think that these OEMs are wanting to tap into that market. That's profit that they can make that their dealers don't. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure they probably won't get a piece of that subscription-based model. But the odd thing to me is if there is a subscription for something that's already in the car already has the capability of doing it without a subscription, well, I wouldn't opt into something like that. I wouldn't even purchase a vehicle that has a feature like that. I absolutely would want the car that I purchase to work as it's purchased without any subscription whatsoever, whether it be extra horsepower, heated seats, XM radio, OnStar, all these additional things. It'd be great if the manufacturers had these joint ventures with these companies where it was optional and maybe you get a discount if you buy like a 3 to 5 year, or you buy the subscription included in your loan up front. But I don't think it should be something that's like a reoccurring monthly or annual fee if it's already built into the vehicle. Like heated seats,
Yeah.
really up here, now that I live in Maine, in Texas, I wouldn't have even cared. But now that I live in Maine, I absolutely need heated seats, and I don't want to have to pay monthly for that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially because the hardware is already there. Like you know that the dealerships aren't going to put that in for free up front, so you're already paying for the hardware. So to pay monthly for the software is for
And
heated
what happens
seats.
if there's an issue or billing or someone gets laid off and they can't afford that subscription and they're hanging on just trying to keep their car note being paid? Like, but they're just going to turn off if you don't pay for heated seats, or, you know,
Yeah,
that
I think
to me is like a necessity.
I think these OEMs are getting overzealous with the subscription stuff. I think it's getting ridiculous. Something like heated seats. Honestly, I could see paying, like Ford has, you pay X amount of money, like $1,000 for a factory backed horsepower upgrade on like the Broncos, right? Like you can get the little, I think it's a little 2.3 liter EcoBoost. For like $800, you can get a performance tune from Ford, and it's backed by the factory warranty. Awesome. That's huge. Like that's great. Those kind of things are awesome. Someone wants to pay for an extra, 40 horsepower and 60 foot-pounds of torque on their Bronco. They'll pay up front. They could wrap that into the loan, but to say it's going to cost $30 a month, I don't know what the cost is. I think this is what BMW doing the heated seats thing. To say it's going to cost $30 a month to have heated seats when the hardware is there is crazy.
So, I mean, let me ask you this. Let's go back to kind of tie that back in with, the rising cost of parts. Do you think that they're adding in these subscription models because they're getting greedy and they want to increase that bottom line? Or do you think it's partly trying to offset those?
I think they're venturing into creative ways of adding profit, right? Like
New markets, they're trying to tap that subscription market.
I don't think they're simply just doing it because the cost of supplies is going up and the cost of labor is going up. It's a new venture for them to get into recurring revenue and profit, and that's what they're doing. And so basically they're taking existing stuff that should be part of the purchase of the vehicle, and now they're saying, well, you don't get it now. You only get it with the purchase of a monthly subscription. So they're almost gating stuff behind paywalls monthly.
Yeah, they could be trying to make up, some losses that some of these manufacturers may be taking. But I really think, if it's cost of goods sold, that's one thing. If this is what it costs to build the car, to purchase the car, from a business standpoint, that's cost of goods sold. It has absolutely nothing to do with subscription models. Now, on the bottom line, obviously, the subscription model would help if the cost of goods sold is less than what they're selling it for. But we all know that that's not true. The suggested MSRP, from my understanding, covers the cost of goods sold, covers the cost of the manufacturer's profit margin that they're wanting to get, and then it also includes the suggested dealership profit margin. So anything in addition to that, not being the cost of goods sold or not relevant to that particular asset, to me, it just looks like they're trying to tap into a different market.